Hey folks, Hunter Vainglory, and welcome to the second part of my run through the Kolomak campaign as the Germans this time. Obviously this is Graviteam Tactics Meuse Front with the Predators in the Mist DLC. So in the first part, the Soviets didn't attack as such, but they advanced up here towards the state farm. Seems to be this company here traversed across our front, but it was more as an advance along. Hang on, it's looking at an angle. Yeah, so we set up in this tree line. They did advance in there. Yeah, I suppose that makes sense. That's where the fighting took place, along here, up the tree line, and in front of us there. We can't see the tracks. So there's a track that does run up. Oh no, that's the track. What am I talking about? So there's a track there, but there's another one somewhere over here. Anyway, so that happened. Nothing else did. So we're going to move on to the next turn. It should be 12 noon on 12th September. Okay, by noon the enemy with significant forces, especially on the right flank, attacked the German rearguards. Evaluation of enemy forces, at least one division, approximately 35 tanks took part in the attack. Well, that certainly didn't happen to us. But then it does say by noon. The enemy managed to capture height 188.3. 79. Let's get rid of this. That doesn't make any difference. That's it. 186, 179. 188.3, right there. Right. And pierced through the German defence with forces of 100 and 120 people. The forward units, Engineer Battalion of SS Reich, withdrew under the onslaught of the enemy. 7 enemy tanks were knocked out. Shortly thereafter, the enemy attacked positions of the SS Reich Recon Battalion, but this attack was repulsed. So again, attack in here. And with a subsequent counter-attack, the positions of the Engineer Battalion were restored at height 188.3. Right, so saying that most of the attacks happened over here. Well, let's go back to our units. We've got some tanks here. These guys are due in soon-ish. So we'll probably just slip them in behind here somewhere. We'll send these tanks maybe just to there. Looking at the contours here. Well, if that's a height, it would make sense to have them on there. And hopefully that gives them, well, we've got the trees or hedges or bushes or whatever there. I think we might just go for that. I don't want to put them down in the valley as such. There or there. I think we'll go for that point here. We've got the Second Recon SS. We've got Stugs and we've got scout cars there. You don't have scout cars, now you've got trucks. We're going to have 2 companies of tanks. I think we might move these recon troops over here. Maybe support in there. And then we would have these tanks come up so that we've got the massive tanks more in the centre. Then we can deploy them out to the flanks if need be. So yeah, I think we'll move you. I want to make sure that they're engaged. position you there, and you should be able to move into positions as need be. And I think we'll bring you across to here. You sit in next to them. What are your forces over on this flank? And actually, I want you in there. So that means that you drop in there instead, or there. And you need to be over near the Stugs. Yeah, I think that's better. We've got everyone moved. I don't like the Stugs out on that flank, I think, though. Not that far out, at least. Pop them in there or put them down in this lower ground. So we're going to have tanks there. I think we'll deploy the Stugs down into there. Although that does leave this a wee bit weaker. But then we can move these engineers. Yeah, let's bring the Stugs in tight. Send these engineers forward to there, dig in. That's everyone moving. Apart from these guys, our reinforcement. Right, let's move on. And Stugs did get in there, the tanks got across here, the engineers are up. You're up here. Right, okay. So, looks like, yeah, this massive attack against the 1st Engineers. Push in towards Krashanichen, however you pronounce it. Do correct me if you know better. Unfortunately, our Stugs aren't getting into this fight at all. But anyway, we'll go ahead. I think we'll have a look at the terrain and then we'll deploy off camera, and then we'll bring you guys back for a quick briefing before we launch into the battle. No point you sitting watching me peer at the map and get frustrated at poor lines of sight, etc. Okay, so let's first of all have a look up here, get ourselves oriented. Right, so the massive attack was happening up here, and we have these engineers. They can't actually hold that sector, so it gives us some opportunities. Right. So we've got some trench lines in advance of the forest here. And I seem to remember when I played as the Soviets, we advanced up here, came in through here and towards some anti-tank guns. I think I suffered some dreadful losses. Was it in here? I sent tanks forward right into the maw of some anti-tank guns. But okay, so again, plenty of trenches here. We'll sit in and defend as best we can. I might bring, well, we've got trench lines out here as well. I might bring these engineers back into those trenches. Or could send these guys out to the right and have the engineers. No, I think we'll keep the engineers to the right. They've got their half tracks as well, and they'll be dug in. So that should be a pretty strong position over here. And what do we have? We've also got some machine guns. We've got another Panzer Bush. Machine guns there. A couple of Pak 40s, nice. And MG34s. Again, MG34s out there. And we have some proper artillery, 150mm guns. Right. Okay, well, we'll go ahead, as I said, we'll set up off camera, and then I'll bring you guys back. Okay, starting on the map view for our briefing. So we have, what do we have? We've got 3 infantry companies and 1 engineer company. The engineers are over here on the right flank at height 188.3. According to the briefing, we're expecting the main attack to come from in here. So we have this is what, the 7th company? Yeah, 7th company of the 4th Motorised Infantry Regiment, Der Führer. They're the link between the engineers and the 2 companies from the 344th Infantry Regiment. We've got the 9th and the 10th companies. So 9th company are over here, including those guys. So we've got 1 platoon in the trenches here, another platoon dug in behind this railway, and they're covering this objective here. And the second company is back in this area. We also have anti-tank guns, which we've got positioned in here. They're covering this homestead as well. If we look at the map and put the objectives back on. So an objective here, as I said, we've got infantry platoon there with machine guns out to the flank here, and this is a platoon machine gun back there. Let's see. So that's you. Where are you? Ah, yes. The other machine gun sections over here, or platoons over here. So these guys are covering the advance up towards the homestead. We've got a track over here, and if there's armour in the vicinity, it's likely to use the track. So we've got, as I said, the SS company in here dug in, and they've got a very small platoon back in reserve there. It's maybe a bit far back, but never mind. Engineers out here. We've got a recce platoon in here. So a lot of half-tracks in its vicinity covering this area. And we've got some machine guns dug in back in actually here and here. From, this must be Weber's company, yep. So Jaeger's platoon. And they're covering towards that house over there, just to protect the flank. We've got some artillery, but unfortunately we can't dial it in, it's pre-planned only. So we've got Glance up on the railway here, and he's going to call in some fire here straight away, and then shift after 5 minutes, call in some fire on the homestead, and then back out here after 10 minutes. We've got barbed wire entanglements in front of us there, so if enemy do advance up here, I'm hoping that they're going to march along our front and look for a gap and hopefully get caught in some of that artillery fire. I'm not expending too much because we really have no real idea where the enemy is going to attack from. So that's our deployment. Let's go ahead into the initial orders. And what I want to do in initial orders is in here, let's see, I want to get just the machine gunners there. Set you as group 1. Do the same here. That's... no, I'm actually not going to bother with that because you've only got the 2. These guys here should be... Yeah, they are out of the half tracks. Yeah, what I'm trying to do here is just grab all the machine gunners, set them up as groups so that we can use them independently. Oh yeah, you're up there, and back here you must be group 4, and along with them. And where are you? You're not included in that group after all. Well, we'll deal with you separately then. And in here, group 6. Did you take? I don't know that you did. Oh, you did. And may as well do the same with these guys. Group 7 and you. Group 8. Yep, right. So that means that hopefully we can select the machine guns in a platoon. And because everybody, as you can see from the flashing icons, everybody's got hold fire orders, and a lot of them have got heads down orders as well. So I want to be able to pop the machine guns up before we pop up the rest of the infantry this time. See how we go with that. Let's get this party started. It's much better visibility this time. Then we've got a green flare. So they're planning to recon. Soviet and German flares, and both use green to signal recon advances. And let's come back to our spotter. And you should be calling in some rounds over there. Still preparing though. What's happening ahead of us there, I wonder? There we go. The scout car. Heads down, come on. Don't be daft. And you might run right into our artillery barrage. No, it's a bit further back, isn't it? Can actually see it from here. Spotted a T-34 there. There's our barrage there. Maybe the T-34 will land in it. But that's not great news. Oh, just about caught them. You guys get your heads down. Dive into the hole. I'm getting so engrossed in that, I'm not checking anything else. Right, we've got some guns moving up over at that homestead. Check that out later. There we go, another tank. This bloody armoured car has the luck of the devil. He's going to have to go a long way around to find a gap in the wire, I think. Mind you, the tanks will just roll through it. Right, so, a bit concerning. Look at all those tanks. And they're already around there. Oh my god. Oh my god. Pay attention to what's going on. Right, we have over here group 2. You can start shooting. Group 3. You can start shooting as well. And Bradle, you're group 1, aren't you? Fraddle, I think I've lost you as a group. Where are you? There you are. You should be group 1. Right, group 1. Get your heads up if you like. Yes, fair enough. 5. I'm going to have you do the same. Yep. Shoot. Heads up. Bloody hell, where did you come from? Damn it. I was going to move my guns, but they're all over us already. You just hold fire just now, let these guys get a bit closer. Don't panic yet. And this group 6, I want you firing. Where are we with our next artillery? Still preparing. That's going to land somewhere around these tanks. Not so good. Is that artillery coming in? Or is it over there? I think it might be Soviet artillery. And Osman, you're suppressed. Not surprised. We've got more to come in there, more artillery to come in there. Anti-tank guns have opened up. You're not supposed to be opening up. Get your heads up then. And this artillery should be coming in now. Here it is. We've got another 16 rounds coming in. Well, it looks like we're going to be overrun, I would say. Jaeger, let's see you. Yeah, get your heads up. Apart from HQs, you can keep your heads down. Bredov, we need you here. Get your heads up, and could you come and take up defensive positions over there? Done. Right. I don't think our artillery... And it's still coming in over here. I don't think it's done very much. Maybe caused a bit of panic. Drove them into the trench. Maybe disable the tank back there. Let's have a look. Yep. Track's off. But whether that was from artillery or anti-tank round, I don't know. At least the anti-tank guns are still firing. Over here, let's just have a look through the binoculars. Right, a couple of platoons of tank. Oh, is it? Maybe just one, actually. But far too many for us to deal with. When you get... You're supposed to have... Oh no. You have taken that off. Once you get up there, do shoot it well. Battle... Yep, taking plenty of casualties. Hopefully you've inflicted a lot of casualties as well. Although, I don't... Well, there are a few corpses around. In fact, there's quite a few out here. But I don't think they're going to be retreating, not with the number of tanks that we have. Where are my guns? One's suppressed, one's immobilised. Did you get any kills? Where is your gun? Mare. Oh. It looks dead to me. Another one, same. That could be recrewed potentially though. Maybe? Not seen any obvious damage. Well, maybe the wheel bit buckled. Right, Gradov, hopefully you're managing to find wee hillocks to hide behind and things. And what did they have out here? Ah! Plenty of casualties and the rest of the folk suppressed, so... I was going to say maybe we'll get to capture those guns, but it depends on a lot of falling back happening. Does not look good. We're only 12 minutes into the battle as well. I don't think there's much chance of them offering us a ceasefire, is there? Yeah, everyone's going to fall back. Do we have any half-tracks left over here? You've bailed out. You've bailed out. So, that's a person that's burning. Half track up here on fire. Yeah, we've still got a few over there. But it's this old T-34s up here. Yes, and they're advancing. Did say in the briefing that there were a lot of tanks. We've got 7 there. There's 10, 12, 15 there. 18, 23, 24, 25, 29, 30. It looks like you're advancing, but also anti-tank guns are out of the game. A couple of immobilised vehicles here. You're still advancing. So you... Is there anybody left around to lob Molotovs at them? Instead you're back there. Everybody's retreating, I should expect. Suppressed and retreating. Redo. Right. Okay. Predov. I want everyone basically fast move, run away. Could you move up to there? Throttle whatever's left of you up here as well. This. You're retreating. You're destroyed and retreating. Just try and get you back out the way as much as we can. Retreat, 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 suppressed retreat, destroyed retreat. Yeah. Get you to head over here as well. Salvage what you can. Weber. Well, at least try and keep hold of Krashanichen. Get your heads down. You keep your heads down. Okay. I was fairly confident when we started this, and I wasn't expecting to be swarmed by tanks. Tanks advancing nicely against our recce troops. Let's get into that. Not going to leave much behind, are they? I should maybe have just pulled back as soon as I saw the swarms of tanks. That would have been the sensible thing to do. And I didn't even get to see what my second or third artillery barrage did. Who's still shooting in here? Fraddle. Could you pull back? Bredo, what is your story? You're supposed to be pulling back as well. Get on the move. Follow your orders. Follow your instincts, actually. Don't bother with orders. Right. Looks like the Soviets are running into their own artillery over there. Almost. And again, why did you still... Totally... Oh no, I didn't totally miss you. Just nobody left. Okay. I thought the homestead would have been captured by now. We must have enough wounded men still in the vicinity. We're just totally sweeping through our lines. And we don't have an awful lot behind here to form any sort of defence. We do have tanks and stugs, but not much infantry to support them. Which is why I was trying to get folks to pull back. Weber, you're suppressed and moving. But where would you go anyway? Let's see. You guys get your heads up, and I'm going to head back here as well. You both, when you can, run away. Right, impressive showing by the Soviets. Don't think I ever managed to get 30 tanks in any of the battles that I've fought as the Soviets in this campaign. Just jealous. Let's come back to this. Still got a few bodies out there. But we don't really have many streaming back to the evacuation point. You guys. No, you get your head up. Get on the move. You do the same. Save yourself, man. And where are you? I understand that it's it's maybe a bit unsafe to be moving, but just try and get away. Throw a Molotov on this thing. Well, I suppose it's the Soviets that were good at throwing the Molotovs. This is an annihilation. I'm actually thinking everybody that's here might be better served just heading for there. If you can. And there's a tank in there as well. Go on. Leap out from behind a tree and disable it, somebody. Crazy Ivan. There's somebody there. Is he going to get the tank? Is the tank going to get him? Where is it? There he is. Hiding in the shadows. There's a tank. And you're going to run away. How sensible. What was that? Something shooting at the back of the tank. Wait a moment. The COs have... Some of the COs had anti-tank rifle squads. You're retreating, so it's definitely not you. You're suppressed. Mauser, grenades and mines. Yep. Right, okay, I'll accept the ceasefire if you want to offer it now. Try and get you into the forest as well. Have they stopped? I'm not advancing over here. Let's have a look. We need this back on. Right, so there's no point in them advancing in there. They've advanced far enough. They can't go any further, actually. They've got tanks in here. And they've got tanks back at the edge of the map there. We've got guys running. Tanks all through the forest, actually. So, well, we hold 188.3 with nobody left to hold it. We'll hold the house. There's nobody left to hold it. Krashanichen's gone. We've still got the homestead there. But, yeah, this is very much a victory for the Soviets. So that's not the best place to be after all. Everyone, fast move over to there if you can. Try and save what we can. My beautiful defensive lines. Look at it. Carnage up there. Who's shooting back? You guys get your heads down. Don't shoot. Conserve ammo if you have any. Heads, don't know if they are. order points. Just get your heads down as a priority. Wait until we've got full order points, I think. Defensive positions. Heads down. And don't shoot. Who's surrendered? Roth. Going. Bonner Ingmar. Not that I blame them. Who's... Oh, it's... no. Our prisoners, or our troops, are surrendering. Walking now through a minefield. Well, I had hoped that that was one of their tanks that ran into the minefield, but no such luck. Right, just about done. Oh. Lost 100%, they gained 1,000. Oh, almost a USS Enterprise. We lost 330 men. They lost 169. $154 missing. I don't know if I've ever seen 0 missing before after a battle that size. Lost 35 vehicles. Didn't have 35 doesn't just mean trucks. 7, 12, right. Let's see. Tanks and SPGs. Destroyed 6. Captured 32 infantry, 9 motorised infantry, 8 guns, 2 scouts, another 3 guns, or 8 machine guns, 8 transports. Tanks, we lost 6, right, enough. We've got hardly anybody left. Lost all our guns. Right, let's go into the not the operation. Not combat progress, what I'm looking for here. Yes, after battle statistics. Let's find these dead tanks. And if we have a look. Okay. A couple of rounds from an anti-tank gun. Nothing that didn't penetrate, so just the 2 rounds. Okay. Well, anyway, that was 1. Here's another. You 3 hits from the anti-tank guns. Pank 40. Was it? Yeah, it was Pank 40s, wasn't it? I had. Unfortunately, all hitting the front armour. But did enough. You had 3 hits. Oh, rear flank. You're trying to fix your track. I was looking for the one that ran into the trench back there. So that's what 3 dead tanks here. Any over there? Don't see any. Let's have a look over at the engineers. There we go. There's one here. Nope. Just because of the silhouette, I thought it was a tank, but no. So did you not manage to knock out any tanks either? So half tracks. That's a half track. There's a dead track. What happened? That dead tank. Okay. Couple of hits from a 3.7 centimeter gun. It's unusual. I'm not seeing where the rest are. None of them get jumped in the forest. Doesn't look like it, so okay. Right. Let's report back to HQ. So we did just lose the one sector after all. It's not that bad. Honest gov. Right, back to the operations map. So these guys were you not in that fight? I guess not. You were, obviously, panicking. What's left of you? My tanks aren't even involved in this. If I'd left the Stugs, would they have been involved? No, the Stugs were here. I suppose they're too far behind. The attack came in from there to there. Yeah, okay. Right, so in episode 3, we'll see if we can maybe mount some sort of retaliation mission here. Doubt it. But for now, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Please leave me a comment, rate the video, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content, and hope to see you again next time. Cheers.